Welcome to Bible Times. I'm Willard Pless, and we're studying what's going on in the world and where we are in Bible time. Do you understand that the year 2025 is the sixth day of Jesus' last week that he lived? We're in the sixth day now. We're starting the 24 hours of the sixth day, which starts at 6 o'clock in the evening, according to the Jewish calendar and time. And so we've already started this, and we're in the last day, the sixth day, before the seventh day comes. You know, the seventh day is going to be the rest, that Jesus rested for the seventh day, and then he came back to the Garden of Eden to get Adam and Eve to walk with him, but they had already went another direction. So this thing is going to play over again in the 7 year called the tribulation, just before Jesus returns. And we started this in 2018. I hope I can explain this in a way that maybe can get you to start looking at this and studying this. But see, when in Jesus' last week, he rode the little donkey in on Sunday, you know, and that started his last week. And there's 7 days in this week. And the sixth day is the day that he was crucified, on the sixth day. And we're going to be talking about the hour that he was crucified on that day. And you have to remember now, the Jewish time starts at 6 p.m. in the evening. That's when the day starts for the Jewish calendar. So it started at sundown. That's when the day starts for the Jewish calendar. It starts at sundown. It don't start at 12 like we do now. But I've tried to kindly get us to understand as it relates to the calendar that we use today. See, the month of Nisan, the Hebrew calendar, the year starts in the month of Nisan, or Nisan, however you want to say it. And that's April. See, we're in April when Nisan begins. That's the first month of the year, and this is the Bible calendar. And this is the one that we want to use. But today we want to talk about the time that we're in now. We're in the sixth day of the week, and we're now in the hour that. And I know this is hard to understand. It's hard to get straight in your mind. But see, when we started this year, when April came this year, we started the last year, according to the Hebrew calendar. We started the month of Nisan. And so we want to try to compare this and look at it and talk about it. But when we come to September, See, we learned that we're in the 12th hour. In other words, we've come to the morning time. That's the morning they come into the Garden of Gethsemane and got Jesus. Is when we come to the 12th hour. And that's at the end of September. Now, you can work this out if you will start thinking about it and get the Jewish calendar and relate it to the calendar we use today. But when we come to September, the end of September, toward the end of September, we come to the 12th hour. In other words, we've already went through the night. And that's what we're seeing going on now. See the things that are happening now. Israel's going to feel what Jesus felt in that last week. Israel's going to feel it. And we're in the 6th day, and this year is the time of the day that we're in. This year is going to be the 24-hour day, and each month covers 2 hours. Each month you have 2 hours in it because you need 24. But there's only 12 months in the year, so each month covers 2 hours. So when we started March the 29th, that's when the new moon came in March 29. See, this is when we started the month of Nisan. And this is where we want to start the month of April, that we want to compare the two and follow. See, the Jewish calendar goes from Nisan to Nisan, which is April to April. And see, this year, 2025, according to the Jewish calendar, will not end until we come to March the 19th. That's when the month of Nisan begins. See, we'll be entering the 7th day then. That's the day of Jesus' rest. I don't know if you can do this or not. I know it's complicated. It's difficult to do this. This is hard to do this, but you can get you some pen and paper and get the print out on Google of the Jewish calendar and the months and the days, and you can go through there and figure this out. You can figure out what hour that we're in. And when we come to September, toward the end of September there, when the new moon comes, that we'll come to the 12th hour. And things are going to turn bitter when we get to September. We learned that world market's going to crash, that there's not going to be a budget. And see, when we get to hour 15, see, this is when Jesus was crucified. And there's a lot to think about here, but your mind can get so twisted up. But see, this is the same month. This is the month of November. This is the month that Jesus was, they come and got him and at the 12th hour, and they took him and put him on the cross at the 15th hour. And that brings us to November. And see, this is the month that they're going to turn President Trump off. They're going to shut him down because he's sold them out. Israel's going to feel what Jesus felt, what he felt that week, and especially on the sixth day when when the sixth day came and they came and got him and tried him through the night, and then the next morning they took him to the cross and crucified him. And when they put him on the cross, this is the 15th hour. And this turns out to be November. And this is the same month that they're going to shut President Trump down. Israel's going to cut him off because he's sold them out to the enemy, just like Judas Iscariot sold Jesus out. See, all this is playing over again. I don't know if you can understand this or not. This is hard. The Bible says the wicked world will not understand. But the Bible says the wise will understand. Daniel talked about that in his 9th chapter. See, God gave Daniel understanding of what was going to go on during this 7 years in the 9th chapter. God gave Daniel understanding that when Israel comes back into the land and they rebuild the land in the 69th year they're back, that the Messiah, the Prince, is going to show up. And you read that there in chapter 9. And then he's going to be cut off. They're going to turn against him. See, Israel's very much apart right now. And what we see they're going through, see, all of this is a playover of what Jesus felt in the last week of his life. This is what Israel's going to feel. And they're going to feel the pain that he felt. And when we come to September and October, November, that this thing is going to get very bitter for Israel. And they're going to turn President Trump off. See, the Bible says that all nations are going to hate Israel. You read there in Revelation chapter 13, I believe it is. Or it may be in chapter 17, you'll just have to look there. But it says that Israel's going to be hated of all nations. And they're going to come in and they're going to flood Israel. When they shut President Trump down in November, then they're going to flood Israel. And Daniel talks about that in the 9th chapter. God gave him that understanding in the 9th chapter. That when they shut the Messiah, the Prince, cut him off, then they're going to flood Jerusalem. And they're going to destroy the city and the sanctuary. See, the sanctuary is the Wailing Wall, a place where Jewish people go to pray. That's the sanctuary. See, the church is built in people's hearts. And that's what Jesus taught Peter there, that he's going to build the church in people's hearts. But Jesus' kingdom's going to come to reality when he returns and sets up the 7th millennial year in this world. And there's going to be a flesh living in this world during the 7th millennial. But after the 7th millennial, and Satan goes and gets another army and comes and and then this flesh kingdom will go away. It will be no more. And we'll be living in the new heaven, new earth, new Jerusalem. So you need to kind of get in here and begin to understand this and begin to walk with Jesus and talk to him and let him come in your heart, and you'll begin to understand and see things. And I hope you'll do that. And so God bless you, and you have a great day.